Hey, what is up? If you're having a problem with your Fisher & Paykel washing machine showing an E37 error, I'll be showing you how to fix that error. So the first thing that happens when it gives an E37 error is you won't be able to open the door and there will be water in the drum. Now, if your washing machine looks different from this one that I have here, do not worry, because this will apply to most of Fisher & Paykel's front load washing machines. So the first thing you'll need to do is access your filter, which is on the bottom right hand corner here. So you'll need a towel, put a towel here because there's a bit of water that's going to come out, especially if you were doing like a big load. And so E37 is something to do with the filter. It's just the machine telling you that there's something stuck in there, or the pump itself is not being able to pump out that water. So the first step you need to do, there's instructions. If you pull out this flap on the bottom right hand corner of the washing machine, it will tell you how to remove the coin trap here and be able to take out any coins or anything that's obstructing this pump from pumping out the water. There's also this little tube here. That little tube is going to help you to take out the water without creating a big mess. You can use this little flap, this little hose, to drain out the water that's in this drum. So you can imagine if the water has been full and you're doing a wash, if you open this coin trap set straight away, it's gonna be a big mess to clean up. So you can use this little hose to do a slow drain. It's a slow process, but it avoids the big cleanup. So what you do then is get a little pan or a little dish, put it here. This is removable, it can come off. And then you just pull this little tab that closes here, and then the water will come out. Mine doesn't have any water in it, but usually if you pull that, the water will come out. Then to remove this coin trap, twist this cap anti-clockwise. So you can see from here, there's a bit of debris, bit of stuff in there that can cause the pump not to pump properly. So it's not enough to just pull this out and say, oh, okay, I've seen what's in there. You actually need to have a look inside. So go as low as you can and then have a look inside there to make sure that there's nothing obstructing that pump. So you can get your screwdriver, your flat screwdriver, and just, you can see a cross at the back there, and just try to move it clockwise and see if it moves properly. Or just take a peek as well with a torch, and you can see if there's something stuck in there, like usually necklaces or something like strings, things people leave in the pockets. They usually sometimes find the way back in there, because you might just clean that coin trap, but there's still something stuck in the washing machine itself. So do that. If you found that there's nothing in there, then so you can do this, put this cover back on. To put it back on, it's just twisting it clockwise like that. Make sure it's nice and tight. Then you can run another wash, a quick 15-minute wash. If the error comes back, then you move on to the next stage of this repair. So there might be something stuck in the washing machine itself, like a coin, or the pump itself might be faulty. In order to access the drain pump and the drain hoses inside the washing machine, we're going to need to put the washing machine on its side. So we need to lay it on this soap drawer side. We don't want any water going into the electronics. So we're going to access all this from the bottom of the washing machine. So if you've got a trolley, you can do what I'm doing right now, and you can just set it to be like that. If you don't have a trolley, you can use a towel. Put the towel on the bottom of the washing machine on that side, and then lay it down, because we're going to need to remove a panel that's here with our Phillips head screwdriver in order to access that pump and the hoses in here. Pretty simple. It might sound complicated, but it's pretty simple once you do it. Just be mindful, this is very heavy. Make sure you unplug the plug from the wall. And if you've got a second person there, make sure that they help you. Otherwise, if you don't have a second person, just take it nice and easy and do proper manual handling to be able to put that washing machine down. Take out the base plate, 2 screws at the front, 2 screws at the back. Before you remove those tabs, there's a Phillips screw that you need to remove. Where you have that coin trap, where we removed the coin trap earlier, we'll need to first remove the screw at the front here where you've got your coin trap. That's a Phillips head screw. Go ahead, remove that. And then you can remove the plastic cover tabs at the bottom. To remove this cover, it takes a bit of finesse to remove it. These clips, you squeeze these tabs together and then they'll be able to come out. At the bottom, there's actually 2 of them, one at the top and one at the bottom. So take your time with these and make sure you don't break them, because then you won't be able to put it together nicely. Then this comes out. Just like that. Before you start pulling things apart, you want to feel for inside this tube. There will be some coins or something in there, and I can really feel there was a coin in there in mine. What happens then is a coin, usually a 50-cent coin or the larger coins, they get stuck in this pipe, and then as it tries to drain the water out, it acts like a valve. Then it will drive you crazy because you empty the coin trap and it will still give you that error. So always make sure that you're checking your pockets for things like coins or hairpins, because once it goes in there, it might not find itself in the coin trap. It might get stuck in the pipes. Lucky enough on this model, you can remove this base plate. There's no base. The base plate is easily removable. Otherwise, you'd have to remove the front panels and work around a lot of fixtures and pipes. You'll need to remove this clamp. To remove it, you need some pliers. If you've got some pliers, you can use them. Be careful, this spring is loaded, so there's a lot of tension on it. So make sure you take your time taking it off. And it comes out just like that. There you go. So if there's any coins, they'll likely come out. Problem is, mine has already gone back inside. So a little trick that you can do now is you can actually put it back, sit it upright, and then the coins will flow down, or anything that's stuck in there will flow down, and it'll come out through here, or it'll get stuck here again and you can pull it out. And there you go. Have a look at that. That is what was causing that E37 error. They'll be stuck in between here and acting like a valve, closing and opening, never making it all the way itself to the coin trap. So you want to make sure you're always checking these. If you are not able to pull your coins or whatever is obstructing your pump out, you can actually remove. There's another clamp here. You can use a flathead screwdriver to remove that. Unscrew that, and then at the top here, you don't really need to remove that. You can undo this clamp as well, and then take out this whole rubber boot and have a look inside there yourself. If you think it's stuck in the washing machine, you can actually take the washing machine out without this bit. Then get a high pressure hose or garden hose on high pressure. Put water in the drum so that whatever's stuck in there, and rotate the drum a couple of times so that the coin comes flowing down. So if you do all that, you put everything together, and you're still getting that E37 error, you'll need to change the drain pump. And I'll be showing you how to do that. I usually like changing this drain pump if I have problems. It's just good to know if your washing machine's more than 2 years old or 3 years old, your pump is about due for a change as well. So why not do it while you're clearing all those obstructions in these hoses. A new pump looks like this. Will cost you about $20 on eBay. Very simple and easy to install. You'll need some grease as well to put around this O-ring as you put it on there. You don't want to put it dry. And you also want to grab some tissues so you can clean out where the old one was sitting, so that there's nothing that's going to cause it to leak, because you don't want to create unnecessary problems for yourself to fix. So grab one of these for yourself on eBay, $20, and that will sort out your issue as well if it's still giving that E37 error. To remove the pump, you'll need to take off these 3 screws at the front. Once it's loose, you can pull it out. First, remove these electrical connectors. It might be a bit hard to come out, but you actually need to push. There's a tab in the middle here of this connector that you need to push to be able to release it. If it's ever too hard to take out, and the other one will be like on the other side. So take your time with these. It will definitely come out. There you go. And the polarity doesn't matter. There's not real polarity on it. Another thing you want to do is you want to check out this hose, because sometimes stuff will make it down this pipe and get stuck in here. You want to check and make sure that there's nothing obstructing the flow of water through here. So grab your pliers and undo that clamp. Once you got it off, you've got this apart now. So that's easy enough. Have a look in there, make sure there's nothing stuck in there. Also just blow in there, make sure there's nothing obstructing the flow of water. You can actually go outside if you want with the washing machine. I'm assuming you're working from outside, put water through it. If it doesn't come out, that means something's in there. High pressure hose through there. Whatever's in there will be blown out. The pump is held in place by 3 screws, which you'll need your Phillips head screw driver to remove. Just remember the orientation of the pump. The terminals are on this side. You don't want to put it up that side because you're going to come up against the drain and other parts. I'll remove that. Beautiful. There we go. So upon removing it, just inspect it, have a look. There's a bit of debris there. And as I said before, you need to clean in there, because if you go ahead and put a new pump in there, that's just gonna create a leak. So you want to clean all that. You can actually take it to the tap, give it a nice rinse and dry it off, and then we can put our pump in. When you're buying these, you can either buy the universal one, which is this one. You can just type in universal pump Fisher & Paykel front load washing machine, type in your model number, or type in your model number and search for the pump. There will be plenty there on eBay. Well, I'll try to put a link in the description below as well as to where you can buy one. put some grease around this seal. We don't want it to go in there dry because then it might move. So don't worry about the grease. If some grease finds its way into the washing machine, you can always wash it off. Like the washing machine will wash it off as it does its wash. I don't have gloves at the moment. If you have gloves, you can use them. You don't need to put much, just a little bit. That's it. When putting it in, you want to do it all in one go. You don't want to like do it one side by one side. You want to do it all in one go. Just remembering the orientation, it was like that. And you just press it in. It just goes in like that. If you have any gaps, that means it's going to leak from wherever the gap is. Try to get it nice and tight the first time. Put in your screws. And make sure it's nice and tight. That's it. Beautiful. Ready to put it all back in. We'll then put our drain hose on here. To put it on, you'll need your pliers. You've got adjustable ones like these that clamp and hold. It'll be good. Just be careful. Take your time with this. Might slip a couple of times, but you want to make sure that you're getting this right. Otherwise, it won't hold tightly and then it'll start leaking. So if you've got a second person, it'll be even easier because then you can just concentrate on making sure that this is in. So you want to make sure that this is in all the way first before clamping it down. Might take a couple of attempts to do it, but you can get there. Make sure it's nice and snug when it's in there. You don't want it to be coming off once it starts draining. So take your time with these, be careful. I found that if you do it from the side like that, then it's much easier to hold it and put it on there. We'll then go ahead and reconnect this to our drain assembly. Make sure this is nice and loose. Pliers, second person if you got one, and then you make it work. I'll make it work on my end. Remember to put back the electrical connectors. And line up the holes at the front. We'll then line up the housing with the front of the washing machine. Take off this plug and thread through this hose. Put the plug back on. Sure. These are lined up. So you got your 3 screws. Line them up. Remember to put it on the right way. The one for here is for this fascia. We can put it back now. To put this back on, you need to remove this plug again and weave through the hose. Line up your clips inside and just push it in nice and snug. Put the plug back in there, then set it in its place. We got one screw that holds this. We'll put that back in. We'll put back our base plate. You can leave it off if you want to check to see if your washing machine's not leaking. But if you're confident that you've done a good job, you can put this back. Line it up. Put your 2 screws at the front. And the other 2 on the side. 2 more at the back. That's about it. Once you're done, lift the washing machine back up. Hook it up back to the water and run a quick 15 or quick 30-minute wash. Your E37 error should have cleared by now. One trick that you can do to see if the pump's running, you can turn on the washing machine, put it on spin, then listen for the sound of the pump running. You should be able to hear a hum of the pump running. If you get stuck at any stage of this repair process, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below and I will get back to you. I post a lot of videos on the errors that come up with these washers. Not only Fisher & Paykel, but Samsung, LG, Bosch, Miele, you name it, I'll do it. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and the like button so that whenever a problem comes up with yours, I'll be right there to help you. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.